Hi, everyone. Can you believe it? It is week 10 of my fallish writing workshop. Week 10. Week 10. Guys, did you think we'd make it? I'm getting ahead of myself. Hello, everyone out in the world. My name is Andrea Rose Washington, and I am your host of this fallish writing workshop. um, this workshop has been something that I've wanted to do for a bit, and it is a workshop guided to help you write your books. Write whatever book you have in your head. And I have taken the time to break these down into 12-week bite-sized courses where you can listen and watch on your own time to help you sort of structure your writing process. So, I made a change again. And in this week 10, we're doing writing sprints. Just because sometimes you just need more time to get some writing done. And we're still in November, which is the National Writers Month, NaNoWriMo thing. So we're going to do some writing sprints today, like we did last week, because I think writing sprints help people get some work done. So before we go into our writing sprints, I want to do a quick review of where we've been between week 1 and now. So in week 1, we did our introductions and our goal settings. And our goal settings was where whatever your goal was for the end of this 12-week course. Because the goal is you would write, you'll work on it a little bit every week. So that way it doesn't feel like a huge, big pile of uncompletable books or uncompletable work or tasks that you can't get to because you don't even know where to start. So your goal, my goal for this 12-week course is to have a rough draft of my third book in my Trees Magic series. And so far, I'm getting there. I have 3 more weeks, including this week, 3 more weeks to get that draft done. And that draft could look however it's supposed to be because your rough draft is a draft that no one ever really sees. It's just your way of getting the story down, how you see it. Sometimes my first drafts are like the major plot points, and that's my first draft because then I know those are out, and then the second and third and fourth draft I fill out. But for me, my goal for this 12-week course is to have a rough draft of my story done. Week 2, we worked on plot and structure, and your plot structure, as I've stated multiple times because it's fun for me, those are your bones of your story. Those are the bare minimum things that have to happen in your story for it to be complete. You cannot get from point A to point Z without going through B and Y. And it's your bones, it's what holds it together. If this was a house, they'd be the framework, the load bearing walls. That is what your plot and structure is. Without it, you can't have anything. Your character development, that's like the nervous system. That's the electrical, that's the wiring. It is the time, it is the spot and the place that makes your readers feel. It is the part that makes your readers feel for the story. It gives your book life, makes you feel emotions. Your characters should make your readers feel emotions, whether good or bad. Do you love them? Do you hate them? Who knows? Week 4 is your setting and world building. That is your skin, your clothes, the walls, the makeup, the hairdos. It is however you see visually your story. And you want your readers to see it that way too. It what makes your story look pretty. Because if you just have just dialogue, people are going to get sort of bored. They want to see what your characters are seeing as they're having these conversations. Or is someone noticing a nervous tick? Is someone seeing a crack in the wall? Is someone seeing a crack in the wall because there was an earthquake 2 weeks ago and someone's trying to And they're like noticing it as they're having a conversation. What is it? What is the setting? What is the world building? Week 5, we went into a point of view and voice. And that is your voice, the voice box. Who is speaking? What is the tone of your story? Who are your readers listening to? That is what you want to work on. Week 6, we went into dialogue and pacing. How fast is your story going? Is it a fast moving book? Is it fast moving story? Is it drawn out? Is this a story that is going to fill 7 to 8 books, and each time a reader reads that book, they're going to be fed and full, and but still wanting a little bit more? Or is it going to be like a fast-paced opera or a fast, quick book where your readers can jump in, get a full story in 2 to 3 hours, and pull out and be satisfied because that was exactly what they needed? Or is it a story that's going to take them a week to finish, and they're like, but that was only worth maybe a day? What is the pacing of your story? What is the dialogue like? Week 7, we went into conflict and tension, the push and pull, the of your story. Is it romantic tension? Is it colleagues? Is it wrong side of the tracks? What type of tension is building in your story? And then week 8, we started with writing the first draft. And sorry, the first half of your draft. And now, last week, week 9, we did writing sprints. And this week, excuse me, I'm still getting over a cough. And this week, we're also doing writing sprints again. It was supposed to be dissecting and working on your second half, but I want to give you guys a little bit more free range time to write, because having dedicated writing time works. For me, it's the best thing ever. Taking actual time where I'm removing myself from my normal, from laying on my bed or being on my couch, to actually having dedicated time writing where I know I'm writing with other people. And sometimes having that accountability to each other, or just having this play in the background and having someone control the time for you, can help you write and work on your books. I find sometimes my first drafts are always written in writing sprints. That's why my first drafts are no one could ever read my first draft because it's written out of order. My first drafts are written however the scenes come to me. Sometimes my first draft is maybe 5,000 words, because all I did was write out every single chapter, and I hand wrote out every single chapter of what I initially saw, and that's the first draft. And then the second draft is where I actually take it into a story where it makes sense, where I put all the scenes in order, where I decide, you know what, let's expand on this one. Actually, this scene doesn't work. Let's take this one out. But I've had first drafts that are like 50,000 words, and I've had first drafts that are like 5,000 words. It's just however the story goes is where we get to it. So, without further ado, we're going to get started on the work today. And so today the goal is to be able to do 2 15-minute writing sprints. If I can fit a third one in there, we will. It may be shorter than 15 minutes, but the goal today is to have 2 dedicated 15-minute writing sprint times. And there are rules to writing sprints. The rules are on your screen. It is 1, stay focused. 2, don't focus on word count. 3, don't fix your mistakes. And 4, remember, it's a draft. So let me explain them. Staying focused is you're not going to get distracted by anything else. That means if you, like me, like social media, put your phone down. Phone down, phone down, phone down. If you need to put it face down, put it face down. If you have multiple tabs open and you don't need them, close them. Or if you're like some people I know who never ever close out a tab, just minimize that screen. Um, I handwrite I do writing sprints in handwriting because I am more prone to ignoring mistakes if I write them out versus if I'm typing, because I don't see the red squiggly lines on Word of my words being misspelled. So stay focused on what you're doing. 2, don't focus on word counts. One of the hardest things about being an author is not caring about other people's words counts. I know authors who can bust out 5,000 words in the 15 minutes because they're just that fast of a typer. I am not that fast of a typer. I am not that fast of a writer. Like, even physically handwriting, I can't write that fast. So I can't focus on word counts. I'm focusing on the story that I'm telling. 3, don't fix your mistakes in writing sprints. You fix your mistakes after the fact. But in writing sprints, if you meant to write calendar and you wrote colander, but you know the word was supposed to be calendar, just let it be colander until the end of the sentence, until the end of the sprint, and then you go back and then you fix it when your sprints are over. But if you spend all of the writing time, if you spend all the writing sprints time editing, you won't get the words out. You can't edit what you didn't write. You can't edit what's not there. So make sure you spend time writing and not fixing your mistakes when you're doing writing sprints. And 4th, remember it's a draft. Drafts are not perfect. That's why they're called a draft. And so that way people don't take it as the final product. It's okay that your words are misspelled or your sentences are fragmented or you started with a preposition or whatever the rules. If you're breaking the rules while you're doing your writing sprints, it doesn't matter because you are just seeing the story in your head and you're just writing it out. And sometimes our brain is faster than our hands, and you are writing 3 sentences together. Fix it at the end of your sprint. Fix it at the end, but you can't expect it to be perfect the first time you write it. Every writer has an editor. It is a draft until it is finalized. It is finalized after it goes through rounds of edits. This is a draft. And then the 5th and final rule that I forgot to put on here, I apologize, is have fun. Writing sprint should be fun. It should be fun because you're telling your story and you're bringing this story to life. You're bringing a story that no one else has ever thought of or read or however it is. You're bringing it to life. So, if we are all ready, I'm going to put a timer. I know I said I put my phone down, but I'm going to use it as the timer. We are going to put our timers up. I'm going to put my timer on for 15 minutes. And we are going to all write together. So, and then I will give you about maybe like a 3-minute warning when you're getting close to ending. So everyone, I hope you're ready. I'm gonna give you about 30 seconds to get together. However you are going to do your writing sprint, whether you are handwriting, whether you are typing, if you have to minimize me just for a moment, it's okay. But whatever you need to start your writing process, to start your writing sprints, get it together. We are going to start in about 15 seconds. Just giving you guys a little bit more time. And if you want to drop in the chat what you're working on, feel free. I'm still working on Amatry's Magic Book 3. And everyone, I'll see you in 15 minutes. we're a little under 5 minutes. Under 3 minutes. Hello. 15 minutes is up. So, we're not going to jump right into the next sprint. We're going to take a moment and one, look back over what you read or wrote, sorry. Look back over what you wrote. Was it what you meant to? Or was it what you needed to? Right. I wrote about 2.5 pages, almost 3 pages of a chapter. Um, I will admit the scene initially I had going a different way, but as I was writing, my characters told me they wanted something a little bit different, and so I went that way. And it's a draft, so I can write all the different versions. If you were typing or handwriting, or if you were dictating, because dictation is also a form of it. If you're dictating, just stop. Stop talking. Allow your voice to rest. If you're writing or typing, give your hands a little bit of massage. You don't want your fingers to hurt. Another massage. Roll your wrist. Roll your neck. Roll it the other way. And get the creative juices running again. We're going to take a quick 1 minute relaxation. Get a sip of water if you're like me and still trying to get over this allergy cough. And think about this scene you want to write in the next 15 minutes. Writing sprints are supposed to be fun, but also should not be exhausting. And 15 minutes is a little bit of a long writing sprint time. Most times they're like 5 minutes to 10. Um, but I decided to do 15-minute writing sprints to basically give you guys enough time to truly get it out if you haven't done writing sprints before, or just have some real dedicated time to writing. I apologize for all the coughing. Allergy season. So, our minute is up. We're back to week 10. I am just rolling my wrists, stretching out my hands. I am putting my new timer on. And let's begin. Start. We're under 10 minutes. This is 10. That is 5. Brain blast. Ooh, I don't know if my brain blast works. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. 30 seconds. Again, I apologize for all the coughing. I promise I'm not sick. I went to a doctor and everything. But that is the end of our second writing sprint. And if you followed along, you should have had 30 minutes of just writing, of just uninterrupted, no distraction writing. And as someone who itched to touch your phone, and I did touch it just a little bit because I did check Instagram for like a hot second. It's hard. You should have 30. I still got a total of about 5 to 7, sorry, pages written tonight. I even wrote the final scene of the book. With writing sprints, I told you, you don't have to write in order. You just need to write. I just wrote a really cute ending for the book. So I've had the first chapter, the second chapter. I think I wrote part of the 5th chapter. And now I just did the final chapter. This book is coming along. And it's coming along with your guys' help. Because as much as this has been for me to help you guys are also helping me have structured and meaningful time to work on this book. Now, a little bit of sad news. While I originally did not plan to have any work travel for the rest of this month, I will be out of town next week. I do have another work trip to go on. Meaning, we will not be meeting in person live next week. I am going to try and set this up so it'll re-air on the 19th. But if it does not, I want you guys to spend the next week, 2 weeks working. Actually, no, we can meet the 26th. I want you guys to really spend the next 2 weeks working on your books. Because the next time we meet, I will be giving you guys some revision techniques of ways to edit, ways to take these writing sprints and all of this stuff that you've done, and how best tips on editing and when to edit, how to edit, what are some things you should look for. And then week 12, we'll be doing final revisions and next steps. Now, this may not be final revisions because it's a lot to ask you to write a book in a week or in 4 weeks in some cases. But these lessons will be here so that way when you get to final revisions, you could always come back to this video for a refresher of how to do it. So I want to thank you for joining. For everyone who has joined me today, I have quite enjoyed it. I used it for myself to get a lot of work done. So I am Andrea, and I want to thank you guys for being here because I just want to help, and I hope I'm helping you. So until next time.